Our church story is one of resilience and unwavering commitment to the values and principles of our faith. From humble beginnings amidst the aftermath of World War II to facing the challenges of urbanization and social change in more recent decades. Each chapter of our history speaks to the enduring spirit of our community. As we delve into the archives of time, we will witness the remarkable contributions of visionary leaders, devoted members, and compassionate souls who have shaped the fabric of our church identity. From the establishment of our first worship services to the expansion of our ministries and outreach efforts, every milestone is a testament to the grace and providence that has guided us along the way. Today, as we commemorate 76 years of fellowship, service, and worship, let us take this opportunity to honor the legacy of those who have gone before us. Let us celebrate the achievements of our present moment and to envision a future filled with hope, purpose, and renewed dedication to our mission as a church in mission. 1948 to 1958. As the ashes settle down. Founded in 1948 by the families of Hospicio Riva Sr. and Esteban B. Cabales, initial worship services were held at the residence of Mr. and Mrs. Lino Madrid Sr. There are also donations from Mrs. Januario B. Sampayan facilitated the establishment of regular services. 1959 to 1969. Toil and harvest in the Promised Land. This time experienced significant growth with settlers from Luzon and the Visayas joining the service. Extension Sunday School, classes and Bible studies led the establishment of local churches in neighboring areas. Spiritual leadership is provided by various pastors. 1970 to 1998. Under the darkness of martial law. Continued growth despite challenges during the martial law, initiation of Shepherd Kindergarten School, and later the Early Childhood Development Center. Several individuals answered the call to the ministry and entered ministerial formation. 1999 to 2008, the dawn of urbanization, economic development, led to urbanization with the creation of new municipalities, increased migration to Kidapawan from rural areas and neighboring UCCP congregations, transformation of ECDC into Educational and Development Center Incorporated EDCI, and several individuals responded to the call to the ministry during this period. 2009 to 2018. Fruits of labor towards a church and mission. This time, continued growth and challenges in becoming a church and mission. Inauguration of a two-story building for the church. Efforts to sustain outreach mission and support EDCI, and continued recruitment of young people into ministry. 2019 to present, the here and now. To remember the past and live for today. The pastors. Several church workers became part of the successes of the church. Their services and commitment resulted in the church flourishing and standing on what it is now. To mention our pastors, we have Reverend Apolonio Salanga Sr., Reverend Maximo Cruzado, Reverend Daniel Usto, Reverend Florendo, Reverend Claudio Lubaton, Reverend Pedro Arroyola, Reverend Catalino Sacatani, Reverend David Ogatis, Reverend Esteban Bustamante, Reverend Roda Honorario, Reverend Bernardo A. Casiano, Reverend Gloria Casiano, Reverend Nathaniel Silao Sr., Reverend Ruben L. de la Cruz, Reverend Pablo L. de la Cruz, Reverend Rupemia de la Cruz, Reverend Elsie Joy Elder Cruz, Reverend Jenny Kamanga, Reverend Glorilyn Tiostoy, Reverend Timothy Gregory Salem, Reverend Teresita de la Cruz Ongoy, Reverend Jean Himanga Ukit, Reverend Ruben Bihinutiva Sr., Pastor Dudes Bersabal, Reverend Domingo Espanola Jr., Reverend Steve Cromwell Rabaya, Pastor Chaire John Calambro, and Reverend Gerald Fernando. The graduates. Not only the pastors, but the church was also able to support several individuals who answered the call to be in the ministry. To mention, we have Reverend Hill N. Almares, Reverend Cromwell Esteban C. Rabaya, Reverend Solomon Rivas, Reverend Jeremias Castellano, Reverend Joel B. Padilla, Pastor Dingo Durmaca. For 76 years, 28 committed ministers served the United Church of Christ in the Philippines, Kidapawan City, with meaningful experiences and significant contributions. For 76 years, we have answered the call and committed to supporting 6 dedicated individuals. These committed people did not only serve as church ministers, but were able to serve in high positions in our conferences and other related institutions. Currently, for 76 years, from the group of families gathering, we now have 700 members worshiping in the church. From worshiping in members' houses to worshiping in this beautiful, air-conditioned, and comfortable building. For establishing worship ministry to establishing the Educational and Development Center Incorporated as our Christian and Nurture School Ministry. For having the main church to extending services to other worshiping churches, to mention Muaan and Indangan outreaches. We also have active church organizations working hand in hand to put everything in order. We have the United Church Men, Christian Women Association, Christian Young Adult Fellowship, and Christian Youth Fellowship. And of course, we have the strong and faithful organization who believes that everything works for God's glory and honor. May this journey through our history inspire us to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. And may we continue to be guided by the timeless value of love, compassion, and unity that have always been at the heart of our church mission. Happy and blessed 76 UCCP Kidapawan City. To God be the glory, great things He has done.